Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. Let me ask you a question. If you went and sat down in a really dark place and just listened to your inner voice, your gut, I, I truly believe that almost everyone watching this would say something's not right in the world. We look at the global politics, we look at America's politics, we look at the divide, the cancel culture. We're scared to say certain stuff. Governments, in every single thing we do, they're trying to take away everything we have. Something's just not right, guys. Now, this is not a political video whatsoever. It's mainly a crypto video. But we need to talk about everything that's going on in the world because we've all heard about the banking reset and the great reset. But quite frankly, guys, I truly believe, and I feel it in my gut, and I've went down the rabbit hole, and the facts are leading me to this conclusion that we're going to have the great reckoning that kickstarts everything. And that's what I want to talk about. And I want to talk about how that is going to look at the end, as it relates to crypto. Because I believe, guys, if we can make it through these dark times and we know how to invest and we're ready to pull the trigger at the right times, we can all make life changing gains. Because, guys, the reset is not about the average person, not the poor, not the middle class, not even the upper middle class. It's about the elite. And it's going to, when it's all said and done, there's going to be the biggest separation you've ever seen, more than just the last couple of years, between the elite and just everyone else. There's not going to be much of a middle. Now, I really believe if you're prepared and you understand what I'm about to talk about, we can at least put ourselves in a very powerful situation to capitalize on it. Now, I don't think anyone would disagree that the banks are sitting in very, very turbulent times. It's like Uber is here for the banks, and they know it. Now, here's what I believe. I believe that the banks, like the World Economic Forum, the IMF, BlackRock, Wall Street, and the U.S. government, and the other governments have all got together and they realized how much trouble they're in, mainly because of crypto and because of all the money printing. Well, they have a plan, guys. Now, I don't know everything about the plan, and I'm going to generalize what I see happening, and I'm going to give you the conclusion. And then you do your own research, and if you think I'm totally wrong, hey, act accordingly. But I know that I'm not totally wrong, and this is not financial advice at all, guys, but it's something we all need to talk about. So we know that the banks are in trouble. Well, they want to control the stable coins. They want to control housing, holding your crypto. They want to control DeFi and anything else to keep them controlling the money supply and your money, just like the legacy banking system has always done. Now, Wall Street wants to control as much of crypto as they can. They want as much of it to be centralized as humanly possible. And you're going to see, guys, like the Wall Street corporations really growing crypto once we get regulation, which we'll get into that. And then you have the American government that wants to keep the dollar strong, wants to absolutely get rid of Bitcoin if possible, but I don't think they believe that they can, or they don't think that would be the smartest thing. So they're going to try to slow it down and capitalize as much as humanly possible from it. That's what I believe. But they want to roll out their CDBCs and control the money and be able to reap the rewards of taxes and all that. That's their goal. And all the, like the World Economic Forum, the IMF, they want to keep the rest of the world down, keep them poor, keep them under control. I truly believe all that. So if we look at what's going on, those entities got together. We can see it. We know they meet up all over the world all the time. The G20 summits here, summits there, different reasons to have meetups for the most powerful companies in the world. Most of them evolve around BlackRock. We see what they're doing. BlackRock's responsible for ESG. They're probably the most powerful corporation in the world, almost as powerful as the U.S. government, because they control the bulk of the U.S. government. I truly believe that. But that's neither here nor there. Now, those entities all have the same problem. So what are they going to do about it? Well, they're going to weaponize the U.S. government. The first thing they did, I want you to think about this, guys, library crypto. Well, that was a challenge to YouTube, and it's decentralized. So I could speak like I want on that platform. Boom. First one 3 years ago to get sued by the SEC. Well, Ripple was dominating the banking sector. I mean, you could literally, it would be like a cab driver sitting at the airport and watching a car, an Uber pull up and people get in and pay and leave. They didn't even know what happened. They were witnessing that with Ripple. So the banks called the U.S. government, in my opinion, and said, hey, we got to slow them down. What can we do about it? We need time to catch up. We need to stop them dead in their tracks, and we've got to start building. We're not ready. Slow them down. So that happened. Then when you see the rest of crypto, DeFi is exploding, yield farming, the crypto exchanges were getting as powerful as the stock exchanges. And the U.S. government had no say. Wall Street had no say. Bitcoin's exploding. People are doing ICOs and making money. Wall Street hates that because you're not an accredited investor and it's not them. So they want all, to get their share. So think about this, guys. They devise a plan for every one of them to get as much of their share as they can, but they got to do it right under our eyes, right? So they do that with, their marketing, their propaganda, whatever. And I know this sounds negative, but bear with me. So let's look at what happened to Terra. I truly believe, guys, that it was one of those entities or all of them. Let's think about it. To knock Terra off its peg, that's not a big deal for the big boys. When you have billions of dollars to throw at an issue, and even doesn't even matter what the outcome is, as long as you complete the task, which quite frankly, they made billions off of it. But here's why they attacked Terra, because that was going to be the most dominant stablecoin ever. It's going to be backed by Bitcoin. Now, not only was that an issue of that the U.S. government or Wall Street's not the one in control of that, the price of Bitcoin was going through the roof, and Wall Street said, whoa, 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 like BlackRock and JP Morgan. They're like, wait a minute, we're not buying in at 60,000, 80,000, 100,000. Damn, by the time we get regulation going, it'll be at $250,000. That doesn't work for us. So it came crashing down. And now they weaponized the SEC even more. They attacked the exchanges. Everyone is in fear. Wall Street is sitting on the side, but look what Wall Street is doing. Guys, I know most of you don't follow crypto like I do. I eat, drink, and sleep it. The adoption in every sector is exploding. I mean, absolutely exploding, from the metaverse to gaming to DeFi projects to the hedge funds getting ready. Look at BlackRock. They bought into Circle. They bought into Coinbase. He's got $50 million sitting in USD on the sidelines ready to roll. You got JP Morgan, Microsoft, IBM, etc. Man, knee deep in everything. Every single bank. I just did a video on the CBDCs. 95% of the global domestic product is developing in some stage a CBDC. Guys, it's here, and they want to control it, and they have brought it back down, right? Now, the Fed raising rates, crashing everything, crashing stocks, crashing the real estate market, you name it. Now, that's pretty much their goals. Now, how are they going to make it happen? Now, I don't know everything, obviously, but I do know that they have an agenda and they have a game plan, they have a target date, they have a strategy, and they're going to implement it. Now, I don't know if, what's going on with China, with Taiwan, if that's going to end up being an issue, if Russia ends up being the issue. I don't know what's going to break. There's part of me that thinks that, honestly, and I know this sounds crazy, pre-COVID it was crazy, could be aliens, but the grid, the energy grid, I think it could be that. That ties right back into Bitcoin. They solve a lot of problems if they collapse this economy. Now, just to simplify what it might look like if I'm right, let's fast forward, I don't know, 2 years, maybe 5 years, maybe tomorrow morning. Now, we will wake up and something broke. Everything's down. Real estate's down 40, 50%. The stock market, the same thing. Crypto is done, at least on paper. Bitcoin could be under 10K. Hell, it could be at 5. I don't know, but it could definitely be under 10K. And if Bitcoin's at 10K, where's everything else? We're talking about projects going that are already under, say, $1 to go under 10 cents. If they're already at a nickel, going under a penny, 0.000, look like Shiba token is gone so far down. That could easily happen. But if that happens, you've got the money printer, the U.S. government, to come to the rescue, guys, and save us. Wall Street always has money. BlackRock has, $11 trillion at their disposal, and that's without borrowing money, guys. So imagine, just hear me out. Imagine what this might look like. And we imagine, let's just say, I'm going to say 18 months from now. In 18 months, we already have the CBDCs rolled out, right? We don't have regulation quite, or we already had a little bit. But everything's down. Stock market, everything is bad. But then, all of a sudden, we get the settlement. We get regulation. Instantly. We get regulation. The government says, hey, we're going to come to the rescue. We're going to cut on the printing press. That's going to allow them to control our money, because instead of sending us out a check like they did during the beer virus, they can just make you. Think about it, guys. How can they get you to use the CBDCs? Because quite frankly, if you're in crypto, you're going to stay as far away from it as humanly possible. But think about it. If America has 10 grand sitting in their new digital token, no matter how harmful, how much control the government has, how much they can just look into your bank account and track everything you do through that token, the sheep are going to take that money, period. So now the government has that dominance over us, that control over us. And guess what else? Because the economy is so bad. Like you look at Chicago, Philadelphia, California, look at the homeless. Multiply that by 10, guys. Imagine the economy being that bad. Well, no one's going to say, hey, don't cut on the printing press. Don't give us free money. Well, that gets us into universal basic income, which we know the government wants, right? Now look, the banks slid in and control everything in the DeFi. They've already, the regulation swooped in, said you have to use the bank. It has to be insured, stable coins, whatever that looks like. Wall Street now has the green light. But check this out, guys, and if you don't learn anything from this video, please hear me out on this. Imagine Bitcoin being, let's just say, $7,900, and everything's collapsed. The economy's global, people are starving, just horrible, horrific, worse than the Great Depression, like going back in time 150, 200 years, right? Power grid's down, flashing in and out. People don't have AC. Can't get oil and gas. Inflation is just absolutely exploding. Or we have the opposite, deflation, and we can't get food. Imagine all that craziness. And then BlackRock steps in with that $50 million or $500 million or $1 trillion and buy Bitcoin. Wall Street steps in, starts buying Bitcoin, starts buying Ethereum, because now the regulation's good to go. All these funds, we get a spot ETF. Trillions of dollars heading into the market. Well, most people are poor, they're broke, and they're terrified because the news have told us Bitcoin's going to zero. Ethereum is going to zero. Everything, it's useless. But then it starts to rally like that, guys. I mean, absolutely, Bitcoin could go from $7,900 to $150,000 30 days. Like it's nothing. We could wake up in one morning. I truly believe this. It could go from $7,900 to say 30 grand overnight. You mark my words, because when this reset happens, and we've seen nothing, guys. Y'all have no idea. I've worked for Bear Stearns. I've been behind the scenes. I know what these people are capable of. I know how they work as a unit. You think about it. If BlackRock steps in, Michael Saylor, look what just Michael Saylor, and no offense to Michael, I love the man. I think he's a legend, and he's going to prove himself to be the GOAT. But he can move the market now, but you've seen nothing when a BlackRock and Google and Microsoft gets together, or Tesla, Elon Musk steps in and really says, hey, this is the real deal. Let's get some. They run it up to $500,000. Then, when all that craziness, they cut on the printing press, like they did during the virus, and for the last 15 years, and they are sending everybody money. Everybody's looking up. Woo! World's getting better. Didn't have any money for crypto or stock, but the big boys did, right? Wall Street did. The banks did. Everybody starts to make money. It starts to explode. But now everyone wants into crypto. It's mainstream. We already know how to use our wallet for our CBDCs, right? Everyone's talking about it. Damn, Bitcoin went from 7,900 to 3,900 or 39,000 overnight. Oh my God. Did you see what Google just announced about the metaverse, or Microsoft, or Meta? It's going to explode, guys, but most people miss the boat. You want to lock and load now. Now, this is not financial advice. And the part that scares me, the only part that I'm concerned about, is the fudging regulation. Because quite frankly, guys, it's hard to throw the bulk of someone's, let's just say, life savings into XRP or HBAR or even Ethereum. The only safe haven as far as crypto goes, and none of it's safe, but as far as regulation goes, is Bitcoin, guys. I hate to say it, but that's the only thing I want you to ask yourself. If you wake up tomorrow morning and Bitcoin was at $300, what would you do? Most of you would be like, I knew it. They canceled it. It's done. It's not coming back. I would sell everything but my dog and load the boat because I truly believe it is going to be the future. It's going to be around. They may attack it and it's going to be ugly, but to get a chance, I'm already ecstatic that I can buy it under 20,000. I just wish I had more money on the sideline because I truly believe, guys, that anyone that owns just one Bitcoin 5-10 years from now, they're going to be the talk of the cocktail party, especially for the average person. I truly believe that. Anyway, guys, I hope that rant made a little sense to you. But, guys, I truly believe, I feel it in my gut, and my brain tells me from my 30-plus years of being around the financial markets. I used to trade coffee, sugar, cocoa. I was a future and commodity trader. I was following, global politics and stuff literally 30 years ago, and I see it coming. I just hope it's not as bad as it appears, but it's coming, guys. And I'm excited about it, but I'm also a little terrified because it's just getting worse and worse. It's like it's just building and building and building. But hopefully, if you're smart and you pick the right projects and you dollar cost average, because, guys, I could be wrong. Don't wait, in my opinion, don't wait to load the boat. If Bitcoin gets under $15,000, guys, you're not going to be sad that you bought it at 15,000, 5 years from now. So I'm already, I started dollar cost averaging in, I think at 29, may even been 32. I can't remember. Thousand. I wish it was 100. But just keep going, guys. Dollar cost average into the projects. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I believe Ethereum is going to get a pass. It may get ugly, but I think they're going to get a pass because they just have too much money behind them. I'm really excited to see BlackRock. Even though I hate it, I feel comfortable. Look, BlackRock doesn't get attacked by the U.S. government. So if BlackRock owns a big percent of Coinbase and Circle, it's going to be okay, guys. It's going to be okay. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, all those boys, knee-deep in Ethereum, Consensus, Quorum, right? Guys, they don't get attacked by the U.S. government. They control the U.S. government, period. Not to get political, but that's a fact, guys. So I think Ethereum's going to get a pass. I don't know how it's going to look. I truly believe Wall Street's going to fight tooth and nail to get rid of allowing us to be able to get involved in the pre-sales and ICOs, and that sucks. I hope I'm wrong, because obviously that's one of the best ways to change your wealth is through ICOs, especially in a bull market. But Wall Street knows that. Think about it, guys. Right now, unless you're an accredited investor, which is a big number, you could be 30-year-old commodity trader like I used to be and have $250,000 in the bank, and you still can't buy an IPO. And trust me, a 30-year-old futures and options trader knows as much about stocks than as much about stocks as everyone on Wall Street, and damn sure more than every politician that's stepping in there and buying. Anyway, didn't mean to keep ranting, but guys, tell me what you think in the comment sections. Hit that like button and share this with people, because I really believe, guys, we have the great reckoning coming. Part of it terrifies me. The other part, I'm extremely excited. Crypto's the future. It's Uber for everything. It really is. I couldn't be more excited. I know this is a negative video. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Please come back. We're trying to grow this community. We want you to be part of it. But guys, don't fight the powers that be. Don't fight the U.S. government. Don't fight the smart money. Just try to figure out and front run what they do. That's what this video is all about. Yes, they may take ICOs from us. They may control DeFi, where me and you who've been doing DeFi for a long time can't do it anymore. But it is what it is. We just have to go with what we can control. And we can control our money from here in the next couple of years and prepare. Don't buy those, $5 coffees. Don't be buying a new car. Stack that money, guys. Get to stacking. Get you a handful of Bitcoins. And guys, you'll be happy. Again, not financial advice. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully that made sense and was worth listening to. Take care.